What's up? Leo here in Astana, Kazakhstan. I just arrived a few hours ago and I arrived into my hotel, had a good nap. Now I'm just doing some exploring. This is my first day, so I really don't know much about Astana, and I'm in the center, so let me just show you around. So behind is this big tower thing, and you can climb up there to see the view of the city from up top. And around me is pretty much as center as you can get in the city itself, or like this is the central part. So Astana itself is a relatively new city. It just became the capital of Kazakhstan in 1997. Before that, it had multiple names. The first name it had back in 1830 was Akmoly, and that was basically a fortress for Kazakhstan. But then eventually it got renamed to Almolinsk, and then it got renamed again to Senegrad. After the fall of the Soviet Union, it was renamed again to Akmoly, and then once again it was renamed to Astana, and Astana simply means the capital in the Kazakh language. Now, my adventure itself coming here involved a 15-hour train from the city of Omsk, just north of Kazakhstan. So see, it's a Russian city, and not that it takes a long time by train. It's like if you just went directly, if there was an express train from Russia to Astana, the city, I'm sure it would only take maybe about 7-8 hours, but because the train stops a lot and every stop takes about an hour because they're waiting for people, it takes a lot of time. So you're mostly on the train either watching videos on your phone, watching movies, and then after a while you just fall asleep, and then you go into this state of being awake and being asleep pretty much the whole way through. And going from Russia into Astana, they check your passport twice. So once you leave the Russian border, they simply ask me like, where am I from? Who do I know? Why am I in Russia? And then once I arrived in Kazakhstan, once again, what am I doing in Kazakhstan, etc., etc. And now that if you have a Canadian passport, you don't need a visa for Kazakhstan, because Canadians are investing a lot of money into the oil industry here, I think, or the mining industry, whatever Kazakhstan has here. And once again, it is a developed city. The architect actually of this place planned the city to be pre-made, like Brasilia in Brazil and apparently Canterbury in Australia. And it was the planner of the city is actually Japanese, so they got a Japanese architect to plan out the city. And one more thing, the city feels a lot like Dubai. So to me, it feels a lot like Dubai. I've just walked around for about 1 hour, and this city is loaded with really nice, beautiful buildings that were just recently built. So let's go ahead and show you. Right behind me is the President's Palace. So the President gets his own palace here, or at least this is where he does his legislation. And Kazakhstan is very heavily based on oil. Their income is based very heavily on oil. So all these things are oil money. Whether they were built before or after the drop in oil prices, I'm not sure, because the oil prices were heavily tied with the war in Iraq. And so that over there is a museum. This right here is the Prime Minister's office. So when the president is not available, then you have the Prime Minister, and he also has some kind of legislative power, or maybe not. Just like in Russia, there is a president, President Putin, and Prime Minister Medvedev. When Putin is not the president, he gives his power to the Prime Minister. They kind of just like switch roles at the moment. This golden thing is a business center. Over there, we have the Baiterek. So that's actually what it's called. It's the Baiterek Tower. And around them are more business centers. At the very other end there is some kind of a oil firm, a big gas company. Here we have a parliament. So this right here is the parliament. This is where all legislation goes through. Anything that the president says, I guess, gets done. So that's in the Kazakh language. I'm not sure what it means, but some kind of other legislative building. Anyways, Leo here. I hope you enjoyed that video, and if I see anything else interesting, I will let you know. Okay? Salute.